All right, we're gonna grab our other ankle and circle that. And over exaggerating on this side as well. Feel free to flex and point and spread your toes apart. Let's go the other way. Good, and then when we put this foot down, we're gonna bring the bottom of this foot inside and next to the upper part of our other leg. And we're gonna bring our bodies up. And we're going to exhale over that straight leg, reaching down, grabbing your foot, your leg, whatever you can touch. You can even just keep reaching those arms over your foot or leg. You don't have to grab onto anything. And feel that hamstring stretch. Relax your shoulders. And let's take an inhale, reaching our whole body and arms up. Lean back just a little bit, switch your legs around. And then same thing on this side. Exhale over the extended leg. Grabbing or just keeping hands and arms extended. And with your next inhale, stretch and reach those arms nice and tall. Let's bring both of our feet together, bottoms touching for butterfly. So we're gonna grab the ankles, use your elbows to bring your knees wide and toward the floor. And you can bring your feet closer or further away from your body, depending on what feels comfortable, what gives you a really good stretch. But those elbows should really help get into those hips as you push down. So we're gonna stay right here with the legs, but go ahead and release those ankles and feet. Bring your hands behind you, push into the floor, boost your body up. I have my thumb facing forward and my fingers facing back. And you can also lift your body up and bring your hips even closer to your heels, or you can bring your body further back. So whatever feels like a good comfortable position. Once again, really targeting those hips. Take one more inhale here. Now drop your right knee to all the way to the ground, hold it here, and then just bring your left knee out. See how that happens? So we tip over, but then we're gonna draw that left knee toward the ground. And then with your next exhale, do the same thing. Bring your left knee down and then just try to bring your right knee closer to the ground. So even if you just come another ½ inch, that's stretching your hips more than if we were just leaning on that left side. So just try to bring that right knee toward the ground as well, keeping at least the outside part of your feet touching. You feeling that? Yeah. Good. And then with your next inhale, go ahead and bring the bottom of your feet to the floor and then extend those legs back out. So if you were leaning on your hands like I was, thumb forward, fingers back, go ahead and just slowly bring the fingers in and out, coming into nice soft fists. And you can drop your arms down, wiggle your fingers a little bit. And then let's go ahead and come up into a nice wide-legged stance with our feet, but we're going to stay low into a nice low side lunge. So we'll come lean over to your left side, just like this, left knee bent, right leg is straight. And then bring your right toes up and down. And then notice that different stretch as it goes, inner thigh and then that right hip flexor again. And let's try to hold those toes up this time and try to bring your hips even lower, leaning toward that bent leg. Get nice and deep in that inner thigh and those hips. You want to try a little balance and to come a little bit deeper. Grab one hand with the other. So you're balancing on the bottom of your left foot, right heel. If you can't do that, just go ahead and keep one or both hands down. Otherwise, that coming off of your hands really helps to sink those hips down. So before we go to the other side, we're going to do another stretch on this side while we're here. Toward that side, we're just going to pivot over, come into that nice low lunge. So once you're here, bring the top of your foot down to the mat. And then stretch by pulling those hips forward. And to get a deeper stretch, bring one or both arms all the way up, arching your back, looking up. Feel that lengthening. Feel that back hip flexor. On your exhale, bring your hands down inside of your foot, pick up your toes and turn them away from your body, so to the outside of your body. And this is where we come down onto those forearms if you can. So bending the elbow, coming down on the outside forearm, and then the one closest to your foot. And this should dig pretty deeply into your outer hip. And then with your inhale, come to your hands, lifting your body up once again. Just shift your hips back over your back knee, and then bring the outside of that lower leg to the mat. So we're coming into that pigeon pose. And then once again, you can bring your body over that leg, bring the top of your back foot to the mat, leg extended. And this one I like to bring my hips left and right a little bit, and then wherever it feels like the best stretch, just hold it over in that spot. And then that body weight over that leg should help extend and stretch those muscles all the more. Relax your neck. And with your next inhale, pick up your head. We're gonna bend that back knee, come to your hands, and then reach back with the hand that's closest to me. Pull that heel in. This is going to be for the quad stretch for that back leg. A little bit different. You can try to slide your knee back a little bit more also. Stay leaning forward. Play with coming up a little bit just to see how that feels. And then hold that position where it feels like the best stretch for your quads. So using that arm strength to pull in, but leg is relaxed. Feeling good?
That's like, yeah.
And then as you exhale, straighten your arm and then release your foot down and lift up and come into a child's pose before we go to the other side. Let's take one more inhale, exhale here. Next inhale, lift your head and chest, bring those hands in. Walk the hands back to the front, and let's come onto that right leg, bent knee, lifting up, straighten your left leg. All right, same stretches on this side, starting with the toes, lifting up and down. And then let's hold those toes lifted. That should lengthen and stretch the inner thigh and hip flexor on this leg all the more. And then if you're ready to try lifting your hands up, grabbing one hand with the other, again, coming off of the weight of your hands where we're supporting ourselves forward a little bit is going to help shift that weight back to the hips and make us come down a little bit deeper to get a better stretch. But it is a little balance challenge. And if it's too much, just bring your hands back down. But you can always try it. Take one more inhale. And then on your exhale, lower those hands, relax that foot as you turn the other way, low lunge on this side. So setting up, getting that nice diagonal line between your knees, hips relaxed forward. And when ready, lift your body up. Arching the back, looking up. Take one more inhale, then in your exhale, slowly start to bring your body forward. And let's go ahead and bring those hands inside of that foot. We're going to turn our toes away from our body again, and then come down onto that forearm with the arm that's closest to me, and then the other arm closest to your foot. See if you can come down on both forearms, relaxing your body, staying on the bottom of that front foot, top of the back toes down. And then with your next inhale, lift back up onto your hands. If you were able to come down to the forearms, shift your hips back just a little bit. So you can reach across, grab that ankle, bring the front leg down to the outside of that leg, coming back over again onto your forearms in front of that leg. And then shift the hips right, left, holding where it feels like the best stretch. Relaxing your neck and head. Sliding your back leg back a little further to bring your hips closer to the mat, if you can do that. With your next inhale, lift your head and chest, come onto your hands if you were able to come to your forearms, push into your hands to lift your front leg back, knees wide, another child's pose here. So quick recap for where we're at now. We've been stretching outer hips, then the hip flexors or inside of our hips, little inner thigh, little hamstrings. So now it's time to come up and stretch our calves in downward dog. So with your next inhale, start to lift your head and chest. Coming up into all fours, that's the hands and knees position. Tuck your toes and lift those hips up. So as you always come into downward dog, it's always a great idea to alternate pressing your heels down to the mat one at a time. And then hold them both down when you're ready. Head between the arms or pushed back toward your legs. Pushing into the heels of your hands. Inhale, exhale. Shake out your head to make sure your neck is relaxed. And then with your next inhale, step your feet wide to the width of the mat. Walk the hands in and stay in this wide-legged forward fold. So targeting those hamstrings once again here. Try to keep the legs straight. And then with your next inhale, bring hands above your knees and slowly with soft knees or bent knees, help push yourself up. So for the next thing, we're going to use a chair or the counter or the couch or a wall. So I realize I'm halfway out of the camera right now, but you don't need to see my head, just my legs. I'll be back down in just a moment. So leaning against a chair, counter, or wall, or back of a couch. I'm going to take one leg and cross the ankle above the knee, and then hold on as you slowly lower down. So you should feel a great outer hip stretch of the leg that's crossed over. Do you feel it, Ryan? Mm-hmm. Wonderful. And you can come down as low as you want. The lower you go, the more you're stretching. So again, we've got that counter or chair to hold on to for our balance. You can lean your body over your leg more as well if you don't want to go down any lower. You can bend that knee more of the leg you're standing on. So there's some different ways of getting a deeper stretch. So now I'm going to turn to face you. I want you to take your hand straight down and grab that foot that is crossed over. I didn't say which one, right or left. So whichever one is on the same side of the foot that's crossed over, grab your foot with that hand. And then we're going to stand up and we're going to pull that foot up toward your hip and then drop your knee down. So it's kind of like a tree pose, but a little bit deeper. As you draw that knee down, get that outer hip stretch all the more. Feel it? Remember, none of this should be causing pain, so just modify all of your movements whenever you need to. All right, next inhale, this knee is going to come up toward the ceiling and you're going to grab and pull it up with one or both hands. So this will require a little balance if you're doing both hands, but you want to pull it up to stretch your glute. Work a little balance here. Relax your ankle. And take one more inhale, pull it in as tight as you can. And then your exhale, release it down, take a few marching steps. We're going to take an inhale, exhale, and standing, arms coming up and down in front. Shrug those shoulders. And let's do the other leg. So facing whatever you need, cross the other ankle above that knee. And bending both knees, coming down. Outer hip stretch. Lower down as much as you want, or bring your body over your legs more. Bend the knee more of the leg you're standing on. body's pretty relaxed. You can be a little rounded in your back. Our purpose is to stretch that hip and hold on for balance, so we're not having to work balance as well as get that hip stretch here. And then facing you once again, just to come away from my counter, go ahead and reach down with the hand on the same side of the foot that's crossed over. And then we're going to stand up, hold that foot up a little bit more if you can, and drop that knee down. So a little rotation from that hip, or extension from that hip. Go ahead, deepen that stretch right back here, outer hip. Taking one more inhale, exhale. And then with your next inhale, we're going to bring that knee all the way up toward the ceiling. One or both legs will hold on just below that knee. Remember, ankle is relaxed. If you need balance, just grab and pull that knee up with one hand. And then you can hold on to your chair, counter, back of the couch, wall, whatever you have nearby. One more inhale, pull it in as tight as you can. And on your exhale, lower back down, take a few marching steps. Shrug the shoulders, and another inhale, exhale here with the arms up and down in front. Good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and bring it back down to our mat on our hands and knees. Good time for water if you have any or need any. So starting on hands and knees, shoulders over hips over knees. We're going to lean to one side and bring one heel forward and then come into your hamstring stretch position once again. So your hands can be on each side of your leg. Work to keep that knee straight, because if it's bent, we're not stretching the whole muscle group. So make sure it's extended, almost in basically a locked position, but not to where we're hurting that knee joint. So for this next one, I'm going to turn to face you so you can see it a little bit more clearly. We're going to take that front straight leg. We're going to sit up a little bit, come off of that, pull that heel back. And you're going to cross it right in front of that back knee. So the back knee doesn't change, or that back leg doesn't change at all. But now we have our knees touching. So a side view looks like this. I just brought my straight leg back, bent. So once you're here, bring your feet wide. You can see my feet here on the side. And we're going to work our way back to a sitting position. So slowly walk those hands back. If at any point you feel that this is enough of a stretch for those outer hips, once again, just hold it there in your hands. If you're able to lower the hips, keep walking back all the way to a sitting position between those feet that we spread out. Then come all the way down. This is called double pigeon. So the more flexible you are, the closer your knees are together. So mine are pretty far apart. That's also very normal for anyone who does a lot of running in their sports, to be pretty tight here. But either way, you should still feel a good stretch. You can hold your feet, bring your hands to prayer or heart center, or you can just relax your arms down in front, whatever feels good. And take one more inhale, exhale here. And then let's go ahead and work our way back up onto our hands. And you can bring now your back leg out, so you can come back into the all fours position. So on those hands and knees, just bring your hips side to side, take a deep breath. And then let's walk those hands or fingertips back toward our body, and starting again nice and tall, shoulders over hips over knees, lean to the other side and bring the other leg forward, nice and straight for your hamstring stretch on this side. So fingers come down or hands come down, shoulders pulled down, legs straight. I think it helps if I shift back a little bit, then I'll straighten my leg better, or bring your heel forward. Keep relaxing your body over that leg. You can also bring your hands to your legs. Just watch that knee joint. And then release that stretch a little bit. And we're going to lean to this side of the leg that's forward. You can help it back. Remember, we swing that leg around, bend it so that that knee connects to the back knee. So without any change in that back leg. So once again, from a facing you position, I was here, and I'm just going to bring that leg across, bending that leg so that knees are touching. Then feet are coming nice and wide. You can see them next to my arms. And then I'm gonna, on this side, same thing, work my way back to a sitting position. If you can come all the way to the floor, great. Notice the difference between each side. Again, you can see some good space between my knees. Too much running. But I still feel that good stretch. Again, hands can be feet, mat or floor, or at your heart, whatever feels comfortable. As long as you feel like you can relax a little bit in your sitting posture. And take 2 more inhales and exhales. And then this time, instead of coming back onto hands and knees, we're gonna bring our hands behind us. So you can lean back and then slowly uncross that front leg and then just come into a leg extended position. Slowly shake it out. You should feel some nice warmth in those outer hips here. And then let's work our way to our back side. So once you come here, we're gonna hug those knees. Feel your back flatten to the floor. And then we'll come into butterfly here. So we need to bring the bottom of our feet together and then reach for those ankles or feet. So knees are wide, bottom of your feet together. You can drop your feet down. You can bring your head up if that helps with your hold to get that deeper stretch in those hips, or you can stay laying back. Inhale, exhale. And then we're going to drop one leg down and then lift the other foot toward your body. So we're going to keep that knee out to the side. And just pull that foot in just to keep that focus on the inner thigh stretch. And let's exhale, drop the outside of that foot back down, lifting your other leg up, knee stays wide, holding your foot, pulling it in or up. You can also roll up a little bit if that gives you a little different positioning, because that'll drop your leg down a little bit more. And then on your exhale, go ahead and bring that foot down and extend your legs. I have to scoot back a little bit because I'm close to our cabinet. So now let's take one arm and just bring it across your chest, pulling down between your elbow and shoulder, relaxing your hand. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, bring your chin toward your chest, lifting your head off the ground. Take this same arm and then bring it behind you. So you're bending your elbow with your hand now at the bottom of your neck or upper back. And then we're going to lay back on that arm. So if you can get a deeper stretch, pull that elbow toward the other side more. And then as you lay back on your hand, hopefully the weight of your hand, or your head, excuse me, will give you a nice stretch in your shoulder. Take one more inhale. And then your exhale, lift your chin toward your chest once again, and then just extend your arms out to the side, circle around, and bring your other arm over your chest, pushing down between your elbow and shoulder. Relax your head back. Legs are just relaxing in a gentle straddle here. My heels are toward the width of my mat. Relaxing your hand. And then I'm going to sit up just to show you the transition of that arm, just to be more clear, especially because on this side, it's harder to see because I'm facing away from you with my arm. So with your next exhale, go ahead and bring your chin toward your chest or to lift that arm up. So we're just bending it like a tricep stretch. And we want to pull that elbow over as much as we can. Fingers going down your back so it looks like this, but then you're laying back to hopefully feel that stretch with the weight of your head on your arms. You can keep pulling over and then just lay back. Kind of like I'm in that area between the upper and lower part of my arms, but feeling that stretch through shoulder and into the lat muscles a little bit. And then with your next exhale, bring your chin to your chest once again, and then just release your arms. Both arms are coming back. You're going to grab one hand with the other and then pull, stretching arms along the floor, hands away from the top of your head. And then as you exhale, relax those arms down by your head. And let's do one more inhale, stretch and reach. Release the hands as you exhale, bring them through the air down by your side. And we're going to get ready to relax. Shake out your legs one more time. Turn your head side to side twice each way. And then you can stay right here, or if there's anything you need to make your relaxation more comfortable, especially since you're doing this at home, you can put socks on, sweatshirt, grab pillows or blankets or anything like that. And then I encourage you to stay still and relaxed for the next 10 minutes. And then slowly bring yourselves out of this. And I hope that this felt really good. So I hope everyone has a great rest of your day.